Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Trudograd with me, BringItDon. A couple of bottles over here we can grab. Alright, let's see if we can find anybody else to talk to at night. A log. Okay, we need one of those. Now we just need one more. We know the first part of that quest. There it is. We've got it. That's 15 logs for, the Kung Lan. I might go back and turn that in. Now, let's go to the police station. We're here. We're gonna take care of this. Police is over there. The lanky, unshaven police officer at reception turns in your direction. Instead of looking at you, he's staring slightly off to the left. The reason for his weird behavior becomes evident as soon as he opens his mouth. Now, who's there? Come closer so I can see you. Otherwise, I'll need to touch your face. Now let's get the formalities, shall we? I'm here on business. The once blind policeman waves warily at you. Alright, it's not like I enjoy it. Not your fault I can't see much nowadays. Tell me what you want, and I'll make a note in the log later. Do you mind answering a couple questions? I don't see why not. Ha, I literally don't. What's your name, comrade? The man points at an empty corner of his desk. Open your eyes, man. My name and rank is written right on the desk plate. Lieutenant Semyon Baryamov. What did you do for a living before you went blind? I used to beat hooligans with my baton, tap tourists at the city gates to feed the city's budget. I even infiltrated the mafia. Basically, I was an adventurer, just like you. What can you tell me about Trudograd? I've never seen a better city than Trudograd, and I won't be seeing any better in the future either. My impaired vision isn't the only reason for that. What's the fresh gossip around the precinct? People are saying a lot of cases have gone cold in recent months. I wonder if anyone is going to fix that. I personally don't think so. I see. Now let's talk about something else. Okay. Why would they assign a blind person to work at reception? They can't fire me after I sacrificed my eyesight, defending the honor of the police force. No one has the guts. That's why I'm here. My job is to register complaints and praise, though there's not much of the latter, I'm afraid. But if you look at it from a different angle, it's not fair I got demoted to receptionist. I may be visually impaired, but I still kick some serious butt. Want a demonstration? Try and hit me. Slap him upside the head. You easily smack the man on the back of the head. It wasn't much more than a tap. The guard jerks as if he'd been shot. His forehead hits his forehead on the desk. The overpowered muscles make it hard for you to calculate the strength of a blow. Thankfully, this accident wasn't fatal, but it could be for you. We're under attack. Guys, we're under attack. You asked me to do it. Oh. I'm gonna reload that. And not smack him in the head next time. Are you sure you want me to hit you? I'm sure you can try. Let's do it some other time. Ah, so you're chickening out. It's okay. I get it. Alright, listen here. I have a crime to report. You're an important witness, right? Ah, now they'll finally see that I'm not completely useless. Okay, let me take your statement. And the blind guard starts looking for something on his desk. He eventually finds a blank form. Places it upside down in front of him, and begins taking down your statement. Technically, he's using the wrong end of the pencil, and is about 10 centimeters away from the form. Alright, forget about it. Answer some questions for me, will you? Alright, got a scat cat. I think he's sleeping. After a quick glance at the peacefully sleeping guard, you try the door. Of course, the guard chooses that very moment to smack his lips like a thirsty gorilla and open his eyes, which instantly lock on yours. What are you doing here? Ooh, I'm just a nightmare. The guard vigorously knuckles his eyes, becomes fully awake. What are you mumbling about? The storage facilities are closed during the night. To everyone, including employees. Oh, come on. Let me just take a little peek inside. It's not like I'm going to take anything. Promise. Oh, you silver-toned devil, you. I feel like I'm going to regret this. But here goes nothing. Come on in. Thanks, man. Alright, don't mind me. Let's pull off the heist of the century here. Electric shield. The microtransformer that shields the upper layer of the special armor with electric field. Create a stun and disarm enemies in close quarters combat. I think that's for the armor we don't have yet. It features prominently in the... Oh, hello there. Plus 20 lockpicking. I'm good, we can get rid of the crowbar. Oh, I can't put it on my belt? Really? Alright, well, so far so good. Give that to him. We'll take the rest of it to sell. Let's talk to him. Or not. Try to steal anything, I just want to do it. If you don't mind. You stay on your side of the office and I'll stay on mine. Alright, we'll just take a look at everything else. Police baton. Alright, whoops. Let's reload. Pushed my luck a few too many times. You can see that. Okay. Fair enough. A lieutenant you met previously is grimly scribbling something on a sheet of paper. When he spots you, he sighs and puts down his pencil. But what do you want, bud? Whatever it is, I'm not helping you out. Seriously? Can't even answer a few questions? No questions. Get out of my sight before you get hurt. Now, who's the boss around here? What business is it of yours? Get out of here before I arrest you. I see. I'll go away then. When did I meet that guy? Reaching for the office door, an angry shout from a nearby policeman interrupts you. Hey, don't you dare. I let go of the door handle. Okay, I'm leaving. What the heck? What did I do wrong? Optical module. This is also for the armor. A crude wooden table looks a bit unstable. Nice pants. I might have to come back here during the day. Do anything useful. Long leather tassels studded with metal rivets depend from the policeman's fur hat. Descend? Instead of depend? Seems he decided extra protection for his head. A steel cap with an aventail. The man gives you a suspicious glance. Now why are you running around here? No reason. Is this like a prison you got going here? Take a guess. Or better yet, leave before I put you behind bars. I see. So can I ask you a few other questions? I don't trust you at all. Why would I answer your questions? At least tell me your name, pal. Oh geez. It's Kandalski, okay? I guard the temporary jail cells. You happy now? Yeah, kinda. I have some errands to run, so bye. Yeah, we'll try to come back here during the day. Maybe we can get something else done. Or they don't like me because I'm currently helping out the rebels. Oh no. Deadly premonition stops you in your tracks, filling your blood and curdling your bowels. Helpless panic, you turn around just in time to see a winged nightmare flies down from the roof of an abandoned garage. This monster would love to bleed you to a dried out husk. Then we'll fight it. If I can find it. Oh wait, was that it? There it is. It wasn't so bad. Hexgen, what are you currently using? Also, we need to get you something else. I need to get him a frying pan too, I think. In fact, I might just go to give him my frying pan. And I'll find one for myself later, since I'm already tankier than he is. That works for now. Actually, what is his small arms? Only 80. Oh, he has points to spend. Five of them too. I forgot what I was doing with him. Oh, I should probably get this. For both characters, actually. Yeah, that's my next priority. Effective training. Hexgen needs to get something else before he can get access to that, though. Does it have points for any of these? I don't know which of these I'd give him. I guess Bookworm, but I probably won't waste any books on him anyway. Oh no, actually we'll give him this so he can carry alcohol for us. Yeah, that'll come in handy. What do we have there? Oh, that's right. Okay. Let's get out of here and go turn in our 2 quests. We have the interview quest and we have the logs we can turn in. Unfortunately, you stumbled upon a gang of local criminals. Laughing grimly, tattoo-covered bastards raise their weapons. Another fight, huh? Talk your way out of it. Think of numerous arguments why you should not be attacked. Your inspired prose leaves the vicious bandits crying like babes on the collar. Oh, we've already read that one. Don't need to read it again. Should probably fight them. I'll get more experience for fighting them. And more loot. But this is okay. Potat Verbalski continues drinking sweet tea from a dirty mug. Biting into a piece of candy after eating. Oh, we've already read all that. Yes. But that interviewing rampage you sent me on. Yes, speak. It's very important. Now, here's what Chubakyov told me. Verbalski makes an origami figure out of a candy wrapper as you tell him about your talk with the former bandit. When you're finished, he gives you a piece of candy wrapped in bills that add up to 100 rubles. Help yourself. I'm astonished by your tale. It seems like such a close compatriot of Ozersky would know much more than the press does. Are you sure he didn't tell you anything else? Yes, I'm sure. What a bummer. Thought such a close associate would know more. Or sorry, would know much, much more. As you can see, I question everyone you're interested in. Satisfied? Potap nods and gives you 200 rubles, as well as another piece of chocolate candy. Oh yes, more than satisfied. Thank you. Don't forget to eat that candy. What's money when you can have chocolate? So I guarantee you this is Kai Ozersky. Someone else had pointed out in the comments. This is probably a reference to The Usual Suspects. And so this is probably the, he's questioning everybody to see if they can track him. And if we pass the checks, which I think we failed some against the singer, We could have figured this was Kaiserski himself. See? A stranger helped you out. Not to be so afraid of meeting people in the future. Some are actually kind, like me. Oh yes, that's a lesson I'll never forget. Grabowski pats you on the shoulder and winks as he makes his way out of the tobacco-smelling tavern. Good luck on your travels. The roads are dangerous nowadays. Hotep smiles and leaves the tavern. Walking, you notice with a slight limp. You feel anxious for some reason as you watch him go, but you can't pinpoint why. That's the end of that. Alright, let's see if she's ready to talk to us. If not, we'll probably wait around for a day. She has something new to say after it come back in a day or two. Didn't mean to eat that. Let's see. Who's this? Alright, so she's... Alright. Good to know. Anything worth buying? See anything? I'm sure I have something to sell. She can't afford it, never mind. You enter the former flat, now transformed into a store. Meet the owner's gaze. Hello. As you can see, we managed to open shop. Want to check out our wares? Well, if I can get a discount. We're not strangers anymore after all. Sorry. The owners worked hard to gather all that loot. Start selling these things at a lower price would be a betrayal. Do none of your other customers get a discount either? Is your store that popular? We're doing as good as you did with distributing leaflets. In other words, not good at all. There aren't as many customers as I'd hoped. Anyway, buy something, won't you? About the business you nearly ruined with your ineptitude. First answer a few questions for me. There we go, some rumors this time. Lots of folks talk about how scary Skull Rock is, but few realize it's actually Tailbone Reef, a few kilometers away. It causes most of the shipwrecks in the region. What do? You already know what I do. Oh, this is new too. Alright, so what do you do in the city? I really want to settle here in the city. Will I be able to acclimate after all those years living in the wilderness? In the woods. My nearest neighbors, Grishnak and Marie, live 3 kilometers away. Here, whole crowds of people live right next door. And the streets are full of questionable folks as well. A dark-haired man with a cold, menacing stare nods and points you to the shopkeeper lady, with whom you're already acquainted. Why come to me? Vasilisa's right there, selling all the great loot I've gathered. Every one of these items I procured with my own 2 hands, you know. It's the real deal. Check it out. I don't doubt it. Can you answer a few questions for me, though? Nah, I'm not answering your questions. No offense. It's not about you. It's about me. What? You won't even tell me your name? Nah. You're Ernest, aren't you? Vasilisa's partner. The same. Remember this ugly mug and tell everyone. If some fool thinks he can mess with a lonely widow, you have to deal with me first. How did she become a widow? Her husband, Arseny, was my best friend. He died on a hunting trip. Shot in the back of the head with a rifle. As I carried his body back home, I swore to protect Vasilisa no matter what. Let's leave it there. It's still painful to think about. Is that the only reason you care for her, or is there something between you two? The reason is connected to the way she became a widow. Let's leave it at that. Is there anything between us? Sure, plenty. We're co-workers. She feeds me, and she lets me sleep here when I'm out scavenging for scrap. Cool. So how do you like sleeping here? Not gonna lie, it's far from ideal. Vasilisa only has 1 bed, and we have to share it. But sure beats sleeping on the ground in the wilderness. So you two sleep together in a single bed. You said you were just business partners. We are. I'll have you know that when we go to bed, I place a sharp knife between us, in case my animal urges overcome me one night, and she needs to protect herself. And when these animal urges overcome her, what do you do? Ernest carefully considers your question. After huffing and puffing for a while, he bitterly replies, in that case, if such a thing ever came to pass, because it's never actually happened before, well, if that was to happen, I'd have to go along with it. I can never find it in myself to hurt her. For her dead husband's sake, I would consent. I'm sad I didn't ask him how he got shot. I didn't realize I was going to cancel that out when I did the next check. I see. So where did you get all this stuff on sale? Somewhere far away from Trudograd. I'm not telling you exactly where. Trade secrets and all that. I can't travel far away from Trudograd at the moment, so I'm not going to visit this place anyway. Feel free to share. There are tons of places with good loot, if you know where to look. A bus graveyard next to Silent Fish's village. A sunken ship near the famous Trudograd lighthouse. And last week, me and my new partner found an intact plane in the swamp. An IL-2 fighter. Be patient, kiddo. The loot will come to you too. Thanks for the intel. Do you mind answering a few questions for me? No, I already told you. Why? I just don't want to. The adventurers are always pestering people with your asinine questions. Like no one has anything better to do than think up answers for your entertainment. Go bother someone else, okay? I won't push you. Farewell. Because I guarantee he killed her husband. Whether or not she knows is a whole nother... whole nother question. Alright, let's go to the docks and turn the quest to Kunglan. Turning the corner, you come upon a gang of street children. Ragamuffins are crowded around a boarded-up newspaper stand. One of them, armed with a brick, is diligently scribing something on the wall of the building. Passers-by are fearfully avoiding these grubby teenagers. What will you do? Examine the graffiti. Looking over the pimply leader's shoulder, you read the following. Ugak is why you fear the night. What could it mean? Ask the youngsters about the meaning of this cryptic phrase. Wouldn't you like to know, freak? One of the teenagers snaps, somehow simultaneously spitting at your feet. The southerner's gonna find out soon enough. Hehehe, adds his friend, after which the group slinks off into the nearest alley. Follow them out of sight with your eyes, and move on. Let's go talk to the old pervert. We can also go talk to Uncle Ho. I'm curious what he has to say to us. Whether he's on the side of the rebels or with the police. Alright, read all that already. Here to talk about that mission you gave me. Well, that's not a real mission, little Pengu. Please do not think of it as such. You'll be even more disappointed in the end. Despite that, alright, so this is cool. I think in the base game, you couldn't turn in items that your companions had in their inventories. You had to move it to your inventory first. I might be misremembering that. Either way, despite that, I found 15 logs just like you asked. Wasn't it difficult carrying all that junk around? Oh well, you're now one step closer to disappointment. Place the items here. If you truly wish to continue, bring me 20 stacks of waste paper. Only when you do this will you learn of the next items I require. You pile the logs at the senile old man's feet, and think on your next task in this dubious quest. Why do you need to find something like that? And why 20 of them? Every sheet of waste paper is printed with the unwanted news of the past. Dead words that help no one survive in this new world. Very important thing to truly grasp the meaning of life. But it's so boring, to gather so much of it for such a foolish reason. Maybe you prefer to forget I ever asked, little Pengu. Do I have any waste paper in my inventory? I think I've sold a lot of it. I'm holding on to stuff like wires and tires. We've got one right there. Alright, we're up to 11. Alright, let's go see what Uncle Ho has to say. Master Lisa might carry some waste paper. She is a junk merchant. Now let's see. He buys these for pretty decent prices. Not the armor, but it's weighing me down, so I may as well just go ahead and sell it. Might keep the soap as well. And because I don't know what miscellaneous items he's going to have us collect. Probably all the useless ones. Uncle Ho was expecting you. He claps his hands and bows. Ni hao, Xinzhen. My messenger sent you to me. Isn't that right? Yes. What business do you have with me? I won't keep you waiting. Me and my colleagues wish to speak with you about a menace that is approaching Trudograd. Near Skull Rock, there's a ship on standby called the Pearl of the East. It belongs to the Gwon-Jo clan, the ancient enemies of the Gwon-Jo. This can only mean one thing. Soon Trudograd will be flooded with the most dangerous drug in the Wastelands, Black Lotus. And in such quantities and at such a low price, that peace and sanity will flee the city forever. Addiction will strike at all tiers of society, like an epidemic. This tactic of flooding a market with Lotus has compelled many coastal cities to swear allegiance to the Gwon-Jo, but Trudograd has a slim chance to avoid this catastrophe. We've worked out a plan. We only lacked a skilled operative to turn it into action. The elders of Gwon-Jo chose you. Why me? I'm not even Gwon-Jo. Working for the revolutionaries, you have shown yourself to be a person who gets things done. Such a person is the only thing our operation lacks. You also demonstrated that you care for the survival of this city. At least until you get what Adam HQ sent you here to find. Uncle Ho pronounces these last words so calmly, it makes your top secret assignment sound like common knowledge. Now he wraps up his speech. It seems to me that you, we, and the city will benefit from this jolly cooperation. How did you find out who I am? Strong friendship with the revolutionaries has benefits. We learn of your success, your skills, your talents, and even your location from your comrades. And the fact that you're not some Shaxi, but are allied with the legendary Atom organization, we learned from the radio calls you received on the way here. Our hardware intercepted them long ago. Okay, fine. What's the operation? As I said, a ship called Pearl of the East dropped anchor in the sea near Skull Rock. It belongs to our ancient enemy, the Gwon-Jo. Under the command of the villainous Captain Lang, the ship carries cargo Black Lotus, which will be used to turn the citizenry of Trudograd into hopeless drug addicts. The ultimate purpose is for the Gwon-Jo to rule them as cattle. To avoid such a fate for this fine city, you'll take one of my best agents to the docks and find a man called Sinbadov. Sinbadov will ferry you to Skull Rock. When you get to the Pearl, my man will do everything he can to get you inside the cargo hold. Got it. Then what? In the hold, you have a chat with Bang Kimchi, an operative who works on the ship as a mechanic. Kimchi will ask you a certain question. Reply to him, but the panda doesn't breed very fast. He'll then give you an explosive called Semtex, a key to the Black Lotus hold, and a detonator. You'll set the explosives in the hold. This is the one place on the ship where explosives can be rigged to the fuel line. The detonator you'll activate later, once you're safely off the ship. Then you'll move to the upper deck in order to deal with the Lang. This Dido crossed Gwon-Jo numerous times. We very much want him dead. First tell me about this Captain Lang. You do good things for 3 years, no one will know. You do one bad thing, all of China will find out at once. Lang's cure is the opposite of this bit of wisdom. If he ever did a good deed in his life, no matter how small, the whole world would hear of it due to its surprising nature. I never found a worse thug, liar, and morally reprehensible bastard than Lang. Be extra careful when dealing with him, Zinjan. Why are you so worried for Trudograd? Do not believe it is because we are honorable men. Then perhaps your cynical mind will understand this. It is beneficial for us to trade here. How many rugs and plastic spoons will degenerate drug addicts buy? Huh? None. That's why I must stop laying. Why can't you give me the explosives while we're still here? The brass gong is good for calling workers for lunch. If you want to call wise men for an important meeting, it's better to use the silver one. Our agent on the ship got his hands on a much better explosive than the simple dynamite that I can give you. The Semtex explosives he hid for you on the ship is rigged with some rare pre-war technology. A radio detonator with a vast active radius. Only this thing can ensure your ability to blow the ship up from a safe distance. Why would the Gwon-Jo want to lord over a bunch of addicts? Strange question, friend. A shark would be glad to see the whole world sink. Drug addicts make perfect slaves. Believe me. I've seen such things with my own eyes. You mentioned Skull Rock. What can you tell me about it? A strange and wonderful feat of nature. I have personally seen only black and white photos from our agents, however. It is a rock far away from here, and it actually looks a lot like a human skull. Okay, I'll help you. ZZ Jinjen. Oh, you will be helped on this mission by my main guy, Long Wang. A tough-looking Asian man in a leather jacket finally draws attention to himself. He speaks to the trader in an unfamiliar tongue. One shouldn't be a polyglot to understand he sounds offended. Uncle Ho, however, stops his tirade with a gesture. A full bottle is quiet. Only a half-filled bottle makes sound when shaken. Go to Captain Sinbadov, Long Wang. Prepare the ship. I promise that this will be the last job I ask of you. Answer a few of my questions now. Yeah, we've already talked to him about that. Alright. I'm not going to do this quest yet. I'm going to go back to the police station during the day, see if there's new people to talk to before we head to Skull Rock. And then we'll probably do that quest after that. We can also go talk to the rebel leader. But I'm going to talk to the police station first. I may have already committed fully to the rebellion side. We'll see. We'll see where the story takes me. But for now, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.